move to Arcata.
I know I want to, but
Telling you, bro.
There'll be a plumbing job open here soon.
Right on.
Can you be a plumber?
no, we're actually, me and my family are moving to Branson.
Oh, Missouri?
Yeah, because I'm
So we're at Laos Camp here,
from Kansas City originally.
and we're meeting up with some gentlemen. Actually found some tracks on the Go Road, I think earlier this year. They just showed me pictures of the tracks. Tate, Jonathan, and Ron are also going to be doing interviews, so I'm doing a behind the scenes here. Like I mentioned earlier, so that's awesome that it's happening, and really happy that they shared their stories. And they're out of Humboldt County here, so it's awesome to get some stuff from Humboldt.
Camarillo?
Also, he was telling me about another lady in the county that has them on their property, and just that
Oh, Lakewood?
they had a conversation, shared pictures, and he's pretty much welcome to her place anytime to hang out and see if anything happens or see if he sees anything, which is awesome. And shared quite another bit of information with me about that particular property, and hopefully one day we get to check it out. And I'll ask also if he will show us some of the tracks. I know Tate has some of the pictures, and so yeah, excited for this. A little treat for you guys. This is their setup here, and we came up in Tate's Jeep, which is perfect for what we're doing here. Creek runs over that way. Awesome swimming hole over there. We've seen many times, and
We didn't quite get out of California, but we're
really good part.
Northern California.
It's different. No, it's different. North Carolina. Big difference.
So we're
We're in Coconut.
Yeah, NorCal is okay. No, like the Orangevale like area, you know, around like Pumas almost.
Oh yeah.
We're up against it. We were looking at that. We were like, you know, that'd be an easy move.
My mom's actual mom
we were like,
pretty bad.
Idaho was good, dude.
yeah, Jonathan drove down from Idaho,
Yeah,
Ron from Wisconsin, Tate from Florida. The Brewski.
Oh yeah, that kind of job is needed everywhere.
even when COVID, we got to keep
How is
ourselves safe.
the Willow Creek community? Because I've always wanted to go visit.
There's like my brother's in it. He serves as an army there. His family, got a families there. There's about like 30 families.
Okay,
It's a small hall.
how many elders are there?
There is
3, 4.
Well, that many?
one, two, there's 4 now. But one's leaving.
Oh, so that's tiny. It is a tiny hall. What's the capacity?
And a lot has happened on this campground also.
Oh, that is tiny.
Bobo's had a sighting here, and we just heard some of
She's the
the
unbeliever.
wife.
The unbeliever.
She's the unbeliever.
Until I see
Myrna.
Sasquatch
Myrna.
coming around here,
Myrna.
putting
Don't
his
ask for
face on
that.
my window.
Myrna.
Get what you wish for one
No.
day.
Myrna. You beat Tate. He's your brother.
Yeah, I'm a witness from currently in Florida.
Who is?
Me.
You're from Florida?
Well, not originally, but I live there now.
Did you live here before?
I lived in Ventura.
Oh, in
for
LA?
about 4 years. Yeah.
Oh no, Ventura's not LA. It's
Above.
LA.
No,
I
I
live in LA.
Yeah, it's LA.
It's just,
We lived east of there.
oh, really?
Yeah, we lived in Lancaster for 15 years.
Wow. Glad you made it up here.
You must know the
Oh, yes.
She's a believer in God, but the unbeliever in the Squatch.
She thinks I'm crazy.
Everybody thinks we're crazy.
But she's willing to come camping though, so it's...
Territory, yeah.
That's awesome.
We're gonna walk up and be like, I'm real.
Okay. So, I'm just going to do this off the fly. Okay, so why don't you guys tell us what you guys were doing when you found the track, what day it was, and what led you guys up there?
It was April 30th, 2023. We normally take day trips up here to the Sequoias, the Siskiyous to, just do day trips to explore certain lumber roads. We will cut out lumber road to get down deep into the bush, and it's just one of our normal trips. And we come up to a snow drift or a snow bank, and couldn't drive no farther on the dirt road. We stopped and got out, thinking the track we saw was just human, but once we saw the toes, then we knew it was something other than human. But just another day trip into the Siskiyous, which we didn't think we were going to find anything, but they found us with it.
Yeah, and it was actually Kerry that saw it first. He goes, "Wow, look, there's toes in this." And we started looking at it, and we saw like some snow tracks of these footprints that went up like over 100 yards and then came down, and there was absolutely no other prints there because people had parked a few hundred yards behind there, and you could tell some people had played in the snow and this and that. So we went through a couple little spots where we could get through with four-wheel drive, and then we hit that spot and we realized we couldn't go any further. So we jumped out and saw that. Fortunately, I did film like a 23-second video, but I thought, I don't want to ruin this before we start stepping all over the place. And typical of what happens when you find something like this, we had tape measures in the truck and we didn't even think about pulling them out. We just were so surprised to see this because it was like a 5-foot gate, 100 yards up, and then solid 8 to 10-foot gate, like it had maybe heard Todd's truck. I'm not sure, because they were so fresh. And that's the thing that impressed me the most, because if it was just some kind of print that someone had made, like they would all look the same. But you could tell that each step was different, like the way it hit the depth of the snow. And that's what impressed me the most, was the fact that there's just no way that it would be so different for every step, and yet it's the same exact creature. You could tell by the prints.
There wasn't different sizes, it was just one size.
One size.
Yeah, you could tell it was the same animal, but if it was a wooden, cut out print, every print would be the same, but the drag points, the way the snow fell, it was just, you could tell it was the same animal, but a different, because, snow reacts to different, however you step in it, you're not going to step, every step you make isn't going to be exactly the same. It's going to be a little different depending on the terrain, the snow, what's underneath it. But it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, and especially running down the hill, it was so gigantic.
And the gate was so, even going up was 4 feet plus.
Yeah.
You couldn't even, and if someone did make it,
they'd fall over.
You'd fall over and you see other, handprints or other footprints, and there was nothing. You just prints going up, prints coming down. So it was pretty.
Was there any other sign besides the prints, like maybe along the edge of the go road, that no tree breaks, nothing like that?
No, we didn't see any tree breaks. It was just a bank on the one side. It was like mile 10 up there.
Yeah, right at mile 10.
Literally at mile 10.
We parked. I saw my truck right at the mile 10 marker, and you see there's another road going off to the side. That's right where it started, and it went up for 100 yards, and then the asphalt, where the snow ended, and the asphalt for another 50 yards, and then more, then snow just continued for.
And you looked for prints above there, and there wasn't. That's when I heard that noise, that crash on the side, because I was going to see if it had continued up.
He heard a tree break.
A couple weeks later, we went up, and we got to mile 13, because the snow was starting to melt fast, and it was like 2 feet deep, and I went up there a ways, and I found prints very similar, but they were much older.
Probably 2 weeks.
So I took a couple pictures. They're less definitive because sun and rain and all that stuff. But I did get some weird vibes, right? Because I got out of sight of these guys and they were just talking to another friend of ours, and I got up like 400 or 500 yards above them, and I was getting some kind of weird vibes. And so I kind of listen to those when I get those. Maybe I was scared, but I thought I heard a little whispering or something, and it just kind of freaked me out.
Was there anything that led you to believe that maybe it was walking or running or any ideas on that?
Running, the tracks going downhill, we figured it was running because the gate was 8 feet. Going up was 4 to 5 feet, so we figured it walked up, but then ran down. Or ran down and walked up, but I mean, who knows which one was first.
I think it was walking up and heard his truck. It was a diesel truck. I think it was walking up and then it just heard us and ran down and went into the woods. Because we looked all over for snow prints off the side of the road, but if you go to mile 10, you see on the right side going up, it's a huge drop off. And I was looking for anything that showed.
And you see, the snow is disturbed, but there's nothing definitive saying there was anything here except.
Then I also seen a picture of what looked like a handprint.
Yeah,
further down.
The handprint or knuckle print was where the road on the left-hand side, there was an old logging road, and there was like a little pull-out. That's where the knuckle prints were. And there was footprints too, but it wasn't a trackway. It was just like a couple prints here, knuckle prints here, a couple prints here. It wasn't a trackway. It was just like it was walking around.
And it was disturbed by human prints too, so we didn't spend as much time with that because of the fact that if you have all this other, it's like kind of damaging the evidence. But this section was different.
Right. And the other prints you saw that was further up, do you think it could have been from the same individual?
They were the same size, but it was a couple weeks older, so it was kind of melted. It wasn't.
I saw the toe though a little. I'll have to show you the pictures. I took 2. It looks real similar. It's the same size. It is one of those things where I'm not going to say something unless it's like so clear. But these prints, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I've always been kind of like Les Stroud. I've always said I want to see it to believe it. But I've had a lot of weird things happen. But this kind of made me, seeing these prints, I was like, whoa, there's something to this, because what 7'5" human, which they could never have done that gate even downhill at a full sprint
Without falling over.
What 7'5" human would run barefooted 100 yards up? And plus, you have your arch.
The depth of the. We were
archway is
jumping on the
different.
snow in our booth, and we got an inch down. These things, when in the deepest snow, was going down 4 to 6 inches. So I mean, there is no way. You would have to weigh 500 pounds to make that imprint in the snow.
I hope Todd sent, and if he hasn't, he can send you the longer video of when he was walking by him, because it's like 2 minutes long, and you see him going, and then as he gets further down, you can just see the definitive, you can just see the metatarsal break and just the way it grabbed into the snow. It's impressive. I was like, whoa, that is a good video.
I wish I would have. If it ever happened again, cutting the print in half with like a shovel, and seeing from the midpoint of the print back was flat, but then going toward the snow went down, and it was just you can see a little bit in the pictures, but not much. But you can see when you see it in real life, the toes go down and then they come up, and then you see the drag points in the snow, and it's like that's not something that if someone's faking it, you're gonna make you're gonna make the drag points and the toes go deeper than the heel.
Maybe I'm leading you a little bit here, but would you say it did kind of like a pulling motion with the forefoot?
Yeah.
And a push off with the
it's
forefoot?
Like this, went off like this, and then just drug the toes. So the snow, when it went into the snow, the top of the snow was like this, so it was like this, and it drags it out.
You know where else you see that clearly? The Patterson Gimlin thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can see the push. So
in the sand?
Like this, lift up. And
Oh, yeah.
Pushes off. It does
Yeah,
that
the toes.
sort of grip. So
Yeah, and I
Shade.
think, to me, the biggest conclusive proof is when another well-known Bigfooter sent his friend down from Happy Camp,
Yeah, Larry.
Larry, and he verified him, and he told this person, Bogo actually, that it was the best prints he had seen in his entire life. So that was like almost a
And
day
he'd been,
later after we had seen
he was a big Bobo for 40 years doing, off and on doing research and stuff. And he said this was the best prints he'd ever seen. And that's was after we had walked all over everything and taken pictures and videos. And
these prints were like, as far as I'm concerned, the only snow prints out of Bluff Creek that I think have been documented.
well, that's our goal this next winter is camping right there on the Go Road. And I mean, being as far as we can and just camp there and walk up and down and really research that. Because, I mean, Doug says, in the wintertime, there's no one up here because, I mean, the snow, you can't get up past 6 miles up the Go Road. So it's like a free, easy,
like a freeway.
Yeah.
Bigfoot freeway.
It's a Bigfoot freeway.
They can go up and down and not worry about people because there's no one up here. You can't get up with a 4-wheel drive truck.
Yeah, occasional snowmobiler or cross-country skier, they can just move out of the way. And plus, even in that area, I think it's a really good spot because if you look on a map, there's like 4 or 5 headwaters of rivers or creeks that start in that area. And you know how they always say that they may live in the headwaters near caves. 'Cause there's a lot of caves up here.
Where'd you come from?
And so I think there's some truth to that too. So
Now, is there any chance that these might have been hoaxed? Do you think anybody could have gone up here and hoaxed you? What do you?
I don't think it's possible.
There's no
because,
way.
Okay, you put it on a snowshoe or something, right? You put this form. How are you going to do that? Have you ever tried snowshoes? You can't even step more than like a bear does or something, a couple feet with that. So how in the world did someone have nothing else, just pure snow, solid 4 to 5 foot gate uphill, absolutely undisturbed everywhere else. They hit that spot and then they run down the hill.
An 8-foot gate.
And it's 8 to 10 feet.
And there's no other disturbance in the rest of the snow. It's impossible.
I don't see how anyone could have done it.
Even if you're a 7-foot tall human, you would have to be 500 or 600 pounds to get the depth in the snow too.
Because I saw a picture
like
of
Pyrenees.
I don't know who it was in the photo, but they were walking on the snow. They were standing on the snow. I was like,
Love those dogs.
when I saw that picture, I was like, okay, there's a full-grown man on top of the snow, and he's not even. I can see the bottom of his soles of his shoes.
Yeah, we were going down an inch,
Okay.
and we're jumping up and hitting the snow. We're going an inch. And I'm 205, so I'm going an inch down, and these prints are 4 to 6
Some of them
inches.
were this deep,
They had to be 500 pounds.
or even deeper. There was one, like you could tell the toe, and it looks like it's like 8 inches deep. It was like it really hit a soft spot. It's in
So-
it's in part of your 2-minute video, and also the short ones I got.
Now, my last
Be sure to
question
post
is,
links to any
When
videos.
you found the tracks, did you guys look for hairs, possibly in the tracks, or?
Actually, there was one of the
There
prints.
was some dirt and stuff, but
One of the prints. Well, I'm sure you got it. There was a print with. It could have been a hair, it could have been a pine needle, but it wasn't straight. It was kind of like this. So it could have been a hair, it could have been old man's beard. I mean, who knows what it was? But at the time we didn't see it. But when I went to the picture, oh look, there's a little squiggly thing in there. But
definitely going to be more aware of it.
yeah, we weren't. We were so excited just to see the toes, the prints. We were like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, I never had anything like that before, because it was like evidence that was like, wow, this is something real here. And I've shown it to friends that are completely skeptics, and they're like, oh, this is making a believer out of it.
Yeah.
Because they just said, look at the definition of those toes. I mean, they're so perfect.
That's why we think it was
Fresh.
hours, if not,
Minutes.
20 minutes. I mean, it was.
Or even right then.
Yeah, it was. The toes are just, and the details of the prints are so fresh. We think it was. I mean, really, really fresh. Hours.
Do you guys have any more things you want to ask?
That's it for me.
I also noticed on one of the pictures that it does look like, I think it was your video, it was like doing almost like the tightrope walk. It was almost the straight line that we hear about.
Yeah, like this, and then come back down.
Wow. Right on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Man, yeah, Bigfoot would pass the sobriety test.
We'll see if he shares some of the pictures with us, and I'll do that on a different video. Very interesting interview there.
Exactly that, yeah. If you watch,
Especially because I'm not even aware of
on
one.
Instagram,
Yeah.
where
I mean, I'm not like
it shows that in the TV film or zoomed in and everything, and you see the step, you see the